Something Sweet with Carrie and Alyssa. Hey, girl,
Hey, girl.
and welcome to Something Sweet Podcast with Carrie and Alyssa. I'm giving you a good screenshot. Okay,
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I
for our
appreciate that.
YouTube thumbnail. Oh, that's so funny. Um, so we're recording Saturday night. Have you done anything fun,
Yes.
exciting over this past week slash weekend? I feel like it's been forever since we talked.
Um, I know I was going to say this past week, did we talk? The boys were on break. Did we talk about when they were on break or no?
I don't know. Did Jordan have the whole week off? Because we just had Monday,
No.
Tuesday.
Yeah, he had Monday and Tuesday off. So Monday, um, we met some friends at the bowling alley. So we went bowling that day and
That's
then
fun.
back to a friend's house. Tuesday, I think we just hung out. Wednesday, he had a skating party at school. So
Okay. Yeah, you guys
we
have
went to
been
the
busy.
skating rink. Yeah. And then Thursday, we didn't do anything. Friday, yesterday, we went to the Blue Man Group. Have
How
you
was
ever
it?
been to them?
I haven't.
Oh my gosh. It was so fun. It
Was
was
it?
so fun. And their humor is like Jordan's sense of humor. Do you know what I
Okay, so
mean?
like,
Like,
what is their show? In my mind, like, do they play drums?
yeah, they like not really drums, but like
Okay.
just they drum on things.
Okay.
And they do like some art stuff. They play on these they're not actual drums, but they're something. And it has like the paint that like flies up, but
Oh, okay.
it's super cool. Um like when people do like a color run that like
Yes.
it's like the
Yep.
powder. That's what it was
Yes.
like. It was like powder.
Okay. That's
And
fun.
I don't know, they like don't talk, but they have like a sense of humor. It's hard to describe. I've never been, but I've always wanted to.
Uh-huh.
And my sister came with us and she looked it up beforehand. She goes, "This looks really weird, Carrie." I was like, I know. I'm like, but I've never been. I've always wanted to. I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, it's really well known, like around the world. Like this is their North American tour.
Yeah.
And I was like, I feel like they've never came to Detroit, or if they have, like I never was able to go or something. And she was like, okay. But she was like, yeah, that was really cool. And
Aw.
they didn't have an intermission, which whenever they have an intermission, Jordan will fall asleep then. So they didn't have one. So they got
Oh.
done at like 9 o'clock. And I was like, perfect.
Yeah,
So
that's
it
nice.
was nice. Yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, it was really cool. So that's what we did yesterday. And today I just did some laundry. I watched a new show.
What show?
Um, so shoot, I don't remember what it's called, but I took
Is
a
it what you
picture.
posted? You posted something about Love
Yeah.
Story, but I didn't know what
Is it
that
is it called
was.
Love Story?
Yeah.
See, I don't even know what it's called. Okay, it is yeah, Love Story, John F. Kennedy Jr. and Carol Besties. So like JFK and Jackie O's son,
Mm-hmm.
John F. Kennedy Jr. I didn't know anything about him.
No, I don't. I know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same. Like we were little, like when this show took place, it's like in the 90s, like the early 90s.
Mm-hmm.
And we were little at that time. So we don't know any of this. So it was really interesting so far. I don't want to give it away, but
Yeah.
um
Okay, but it's good.
so far I think there was 4 episodes when I watched it today. So I was just doing laundry and doing some work stuff and I just like was watching it in the background and I was like, this is actually a really good show. We need
Hmm.
to discuss this. So yeah, and obviously it's like after his dad like passed away. So it's just like him, his sister, and his mom, and just about his life in New York. And I don't know, like so far, and obviously about a relationship that he's in. And so far, like I just really like him. Like he like rides his bike everywhere and like
Aw.
I don't know, just both him and his sister seem so genuine. And I know it's a TV show, but it's like based on real events. And
Yeah.
I don't know, his mom is like super hard on him of like who he's with and stuff. And understandably, because she wants him to be with somebody for the right reasons. And
Mm-hmm.
you like see how obsessed like women are with him too. Like
Yeah,
everywhere he
I'm
goes,
sure.
like women are like swooning over him. But how I decided to watch it, it came like a random post came up on Instagram today, and it was like a carousel of pictures of like the real one. back
Hmm.
in the day when he graduated, and he's like smoking a joint, like drinking, and like in his like cap and gown. And I was like, honestly, that show's probably really good.
Yeah.
So that's why I put it on. So
Nice.
yeah,
Well, that's
it's
good to
really
know.
good. It was like an FX show, and I feel like those
Okay.
are always really good on Hulu.
Yeah.
So yeah, you'll have to watch it in your downtime.
Okay.
So it was good.
Okay.
Add it to your list.
Yes. I know I do have quite a list. Yeah, Jason's in sick, so we haven't really done
Oh,
anything. So
oh,
he's watching a movie right now. He has like a fever and a cough and a sore
oh,
throat and all of the things. So I guess we couldn't avoid it forever.
yeah,
But I texted Carrie the other day and I was like, don't let me forget. I want to tell you about my Yeti. So
yeah.
I need to order a new one. So I had like a Yeti mug that I absolutely loved. Use it every single day because I just, you know how it is. It's like you make a cup of tea or a cup of coffee and then it gets cold like so
Yeah.
quick, especially when you set it down. Um, so the other day I was taking Jace to school and I always, Peter always comes along for the ride. And I didn't it didn't click to me till after, but anyway, so like I always put my Yeti on top of my car. I always put it on top of my car and then I get
Oh
Peter in the car seat and then I grab my Yeti and then I get in the car, right? So I get in the car, I get Peter buckled in, I get in the car, and I literally say out loud to Jason, I'm like, oh shit, I forgot my tea. I'm like, whatever. Like, I already forgot his snack and I had to run back in and grab it, And then I'm like, oh, I forgot my tea. So I'm like, okay, whatever. Like, I'm just going without it.
oh
So,
my
so
gosh.
I leave, we go all the way to school, we come back, and as I'm getting Peter out of the car, all of a sudden I'm like, it clicks. I'm like, I put my cup on top of the car. I definitely put it on top of the car. And then so I go to like the end of the driveway and it's like I can't find it anywhere. So I'm like, well, like I'm not gonna look all over. So I lost my Yeti and I was very sad,
Oh,
very disappointed. Um, but I know that's not the first time I've done that. I don't know if you've ever done that.
I've never done
You've
it.
never done that? I thought for
No.
sure.
Nope. Nope.
I have done that a few
I've
times.
like caught myself
Yeah.
like before I drove out. Because I feel like I always, whenever I carry stuff out, I feel like I have to do it in one trip. I can't
Yes.
make multiple trips, so I'm literally carrying things. So sometimes if
And
I'm
you always
like
have like 5 cups.
literally, so I have put one of my like pink drink cups, so it's just like a plastic cup. So even if it did fall, it would be fine.
Yeah.
But probably a couple weeks ago, I put it on like the hood of the car, and I was like getting my stuff, and then I like went around the back instead of the front, and I got in, and I go, oh shoot, my drink. So then I had to get out and get it,
Okay.
but
I
I
know, and
didn't
it's so
go
funny
anywhere.
because
Yeah,
I have caught myself before. I've driven off before where, and I'm so surprised. I'm so surprised that I even said out loud, "Oh, I forgot my tea." Like I can't believe it didn't click in my head
yeah.
then. But then it clicked when I was like back in the same spot, like getting Peter out of the car. I was like, oh, like I definitely set it up there. And then of
Oh my
course I went
gosh,
inside. I'm like, it's definitely not here. So,
dang.
but one time, probably the worst time, I think I've done it with like a 7-Eleven slushie, and I've done it with a pizza. I've done it with a whole fucking pizza,
No,
Carrie.
no, you
Yes.
didn't.
It's always when I have to buckle the kids in the car. Not to blame the kids, but it's always when I have fucking young kids.
But it's their fault.
What
It's
is
their
their fault?
fault.
But no, it was Jace. He was probably like Peter's age, like 2 or something. And I stopped on my way home. I don't know what, grabbed a pizza, set it on the trunk. I had a car then, set it on the trunk, put
Oh my
Jace in the car
gosh.
seat, left, got home. It's always when I get back home, got home. And then I realized as I'm getting Jace out of the car, I'm like, I never put the pizza in the car. Never put it
Oh,
in the car.
I cannot believe that.
I know, like someone got a good laugh that day.
Yeah, for sure.
So
Oh,
disappointing. And then it was so funny. I
dang.
just thought of this, but I remember like I posted about it on Facebook and it was around the time. Do you remember when I think it was Domino's, they were having commercials about like pizza insurance? Like, oh, like we insure your pizza. Like if you something happens to your pizza, like I forget what the commercial was. It was something stupid. But they're like, then we'll replace your pizza. So when I said that, and I just got it from like a hole in the wall shop that
Oh my
we used to
gosh.
go to, but then everybody was commenting like, "Oh my God, you should have got Domino's because then they would have like replaced your pizza." And I'm like, who knew I needed pizza insurance?
Oh my gosh.
Of all people, me, right?
I swear. And you really do use that cup all the time.
Every
Like I
day,
even know
every
that.
single
Yeah.
day,
Like
every
right
single
now
day.
you would have it like in your like like with you right now.
Potentially, if I was drinking tea,
Yeah.
I would have it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I instantly added one to my Amazon cart. So
Dang.
yeah,
Dang.
yeah.
Mm.
So yeah, that was my life. But okay, so me and Carrie also watched, of course, the series finale of Tell Me Lies.
Yeah.
So
I
what'd you
like it.
think?
Oh my gosh, I thought it was so good. Like, were
Okay,
you happy with the ending or no?
I was, yeah.
Because
I
there was
thought,
mixed reviews.
I mean, I get what people say. I get like why you want more. Like there could have been more story, but I also see how like it was wrapped up. And I feel like the last like what is it, like an hour episode, like they did really good
Yeah,
wrapping up
wrapping it up
in
for
an
sure.
hour. Like not
The
to
whole
go back on
series.
Stranger Things, but way better than Stranger Things. Like
Yeah,
that last episode,
definitely.
and I was like, how the fuck are they gonna wrap this up in 2 hours? And I feel like they didn't so much in this. I feel like they did a good job.
Yeah, and actually, like, not everything is gonna have like I feel like people wanted him to get in trouble. They wanted
Steven.
like I saw, yeah, like they wanted him to get in trouble for Macy's death, or they wanted them to get in a car accident and her to leave him there. Or
Yes, I
they
saw
wanted,
that.
yeah, like they wanted like a bunch of stuff. And it's
Hmm.
like, but it doesn't have to be like a closed, like,
No,
yes, the
I think
series
it
ended, but
was. I think it was very realistic.
yeah. And I like the way it ended because it was like she chose Steven, so he wouldn't be chasing her anymore because she did choose him over all of her friends.
Hmm.
And he doesn't have ties to anyone now. Like he can move on with his life, be done. You know what I mean? And she had to like let him be the one to leave her.
So, do
Like
you
she
think
had to.
she intentionally did what she did so he would say F you? Go, like, I'm
Yeah,
done?
I think
Or do you
I
think it just happened to go that way? Like, she actually, I mean, she did say she hated him before she got in the car, but do you think she was just gonna go for it again and then
I
got dumped
think
at the gas station?
I think she might have wanted to go for it again,
Yeah,
but knew that the inevitable was going to
yeah,
happen eventually. I don't think she realized it was going to be at the gas station because when
yeah,
it happened, she like laughed and was like, "Really? Like,
yeah.
really?" You know? So I don't think she like knew that was going to happen, but I don't know, I liked how it ended. And I like that Wrigley was like the one that got Steven in trouble.
Oh my gosh, I know when
And
Steven was freaking out on the phone, being like, who made the report? Who reported me? Blah, blah, blah. And then it just like cut to Wrigley. I was like, oh my God.
my gosh, yes. Yep.
I was so excited.
It was so good. People
Wrigley
compared
is
it.
Chef's kiss. I
Yeah.
love him. I love him and Brie
Seriously, I
together.
didn't love him in the beginning though. Like I
See,
didn't
I
love
need
him
to
in
go
the
back and
beginning.
watch the beginning, but I
Yeah,
love him.
love him. Yeah. Yeah. He had like a what is it? Like a character, how they
Development.
like get better. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
You're like over the hill.
Yeah, in the beginning he's like not that great. So, and I
But
liked Evan in the beginning and then towards the end I didn't like Evan. So,
yeah, he
I
seemed
don't
like a
know.
D-bag.
Yeah.
But Steven's speech was pretty funny.
So funny. So people compared it to like Gossip Girl, which I know you didn't watch that show,
Mm-mm.
but stuff like that would happen all the time in Gossip Girl.
Okay.
Like just like letting everyone's business out and just being like that. And so people are like, this reminds me of the Thanksgiving episode on Gossip Girl. And I
Mm,
was like, oh my gosh, it does, you know?
that's
So,
funny. Yeah, it was it was
but
pretty
yeah,
crazy. And I
I know.
love
And then I'm like,
Wrigley's
geez.
reaction during the whole thing too.
Hmm.
Um,
Oh yeah.
and then I
He was just
loved when
smiling.
Evan was like screaming in Wrigley's face and he was just like standing there just totally in his own world staring at Bree. They're just staring at each other smiling. It's like, oh my God, it's so cute.
My favorite part was when Diana was like, "You ready?" I think it was Diana that said it to Pippa, like, "You ready to go?" She's like, "Yep." And then they left
Mm-hmm.
like, but they literally were like, "Yep, doesn't involve us." Like,
That's so
peace
funny. So
out.
are they together?
Hmm.
Okay,
Yep.
that's cool. And I love thinking that Bree and Wrigley are together.
And you know what? I loved that he actually wasn't with what's her friend's name?
Who's?
Lydia. Um Lydia, the girl that he was with, that was Lucy's best friend, like growing up.
Oh.
And so I love that he like wasn't even like with her for
Hmm.
like real. You know what I mean? Like I just was like, because I don't know, I could just never turn on my best friend. Like I don't know. That was just
Yeah.
crazy to me. So I
Yeah.
just didn't like her. And then when he was like going off on her at first and they were arguing, I was like, thank God, because that was weird. I didn't like
Yeah.
that they were together and it made me mad. So
Yeah.
I don't
So
know.
why do you think Evan, so when he went to go pick up Bree's mom for the art show, for her art show, and she obviously
Oh,
was sober
hmm.
and things were great, but then he was like, "You want to go get a drink?" Like he went and got her drunk on purpose.
So he had a conversation with Oliver, the teacher, at first, and Oliver
Hmm.
was like, he was like, I don't want her to leave me. And Oliver was like, well, then do something that will make her not leave you. Like she needs to feel like she needs you. So
Oh,
she had her mom, she wouldn't need him as much. And so he wanted to keep her
that is
like under
so
his thumb.
wrong.
That is so wrong. So yeah, ever since then I was like, oh yeah, fuck him. I don't like him.
Yeah.
So yeah. And her
Yeah.
mom, like I know she's not perfect, but she really did seem like she was like trying.
Nobody's perfect, and
And
I really feel
so
like she was
yeah,
trying. I
yeah.
feel
So
like
that
she,
made
yeah,
me
she had
sad.
the best intentions. So that
Yeah,
was a bummer to see.
yeah.
Hmm.
But yeah, that show is so good. And then it's
It
like,
was
okay,
really
so
good.
now that show wrapped up. Now Traders is going to be wrapping up next week. And I'm like, "Ugh,
And I'm
what the hell
behind on
am I going to
traders.
watch?
I am behind on
Oh, okay. We
traders.
were not going to talk about it. But like, I'm just like, now what am I going to watch?
Yeah.
We need a new show. That was so
Well,
good.
I texted you about what was it called today?
Oh,
OA.
yeah. Oh, OA.
I
Yeah.
don't know if our listeners have watched it at all, but some people, I've seen it a couple times where people are saying like, because it ended after a couple seasons, and I think people thought like it obviously could have kept going. And
Hmm.
people were speculating that did they stop because it was like too close to the quote unquote truth, and I don't really know what that means, but it's intrigued
Right.
me to want to watch it.
So I don't know what that means, but I feel like maybe it just canceled. Like, I don't think it was that because Black Mirror, people say Black Mirror is like stuff that, yeah,
Black Mirror,
like,
like 10 years ago, it seemed like I felt like yeah, it's like the stuff could happen. Like yeah, it's kind of around the corner, not quite, you
hmm.
know. But now it's like we're living it. Like it feels like we're in a
Yeah,
Black Mirror episode every fucking day, and I don't like it.
yeah. So that's why I'm like, I don't think it's that then. You know what I mean? If Black Mirror's still on and they're still making seasons and
Yeah,
right. So
yeah. I
there's a
mean,
lot of things
yeah,
that,
I do doubt it because like how many things are in our face are probably so
hmm,
close to the truth, like blink twice or oh, I watched Eyes Wide Shut. I forgot. I finished that.
yep,
So I will talk about
yep.
that too. Because you didn't watch it, right?
No,
Okay,
no.
so I watched
Mm-mm.
Eyes Wide Shut. I think it was from the 90s. It was with Nicole Kidman and Tom Cruise. Um, I don't know if it was like, I don't know if that's how they got together. I never looked into that or if they were married during that time. Because remember they were
Mm,
married.
I think that's when they got together, I want
Okay,
to say.
okay. Um, but it was a really weird movie. It was kind of like a slow burn, but also just crazy. I've never seen so many boobs in my life, I swear. There were so many naked girls, like from Nicole Kidman to like someone was like ODing at a party, and Tom Cruise was a doctor, so like the super rich guy that had like this, I don't know if she was a hooker or what, but anyway, she was like naked when he like got there and she was ODing. And then Tom
Was he
Cruise,
like, sorry, was he like a personal doctor for this person?
that's a good question. I don't know if they were just like super close friends. And so
Mm,
when she was ODing and he was already at the party, he was like, "Hey, can you come?" Like, they didn't even say originally.
mm.
He was like, "Hey, so and so needs to see you." And it was like the guy that had the mansion and was having this, party. Nicole Kidman, she was like super flirty with this guy there too. So I was like, I didn't know for a second because then Tom Cruise was flirting with girls, and I was like, are they like open marriage? Are they not? I don't know. There was like a whole thing, but anyway, he ends up at a like one of the secret elite Hollywood parties or whatever, where he talked to like some piano man. I think maybe he met at that party and he was like, "Oh, if you go to this house, there's a password, blah blah blah." Like he for some reason told him like you should go, but you need a costume. So he went, he got a costume, like a cloak or a cape or whatever, and a mask, because apparently that's what you're supposed to wear. And then he shows up and he has the password. And there's so many people. And at first, it's like very much like some kind of ritual going on. There's like a bunch of people in red capes, like around this one guy who seems like the ringleader, and then just like a bunch of people, like in black cloaks or whatever. And then under each red cloak is just like this, like, I mean, they just look like supermodels, nothing but like a G-string on and their mask. And then they
Yeah.
like pick someone, they take someone away with them. And the one girl was like, she picked Tom Cruise and she was telling him, like, you need to go. Like, somehow she knew he was, didn't belong there. And she was like, you need to go. Like, you don't understand. Like, this is your warning. They'll kill, like, was like warning him. And there was just like so much sex going on, like, just orgies everywhere, but then people just sit and watch other people. Like it was so weird, but it's like it sounds like what people talk about. Like I forget if it was
We're
like Cat
doing.
Williams
Yeah.
or other people where it's like you'll be at these like Hollywood parties and these mansions and you open a door and it's like you just see it or like
Mm-hmm.
crazy.
Yeah.
So anyway, um they end up all knowing he doesn't belong there and they like kick him out or whatever. And then she was saying like her life was at risk for even like talking to him, trying to warn him. And then she wound up dead like days later. And they said it was an OD, but really Tom Cruise like knew she probably was murdered by those people. And it just makes you think about people that OD in
Or
Hollywood.
no pneumonia.
Yeah,
Like
pneumonia or commit
pneumonia.
suicide or
Yeah.
fall off a
Yeah.
balcony. Um,
Yeah. Oh,
it
oh,
was
that
just
one
a,
just gave me chills.
I'm sorry. It was just a
That one just gave me
super,
chills.
it was a super wild movie. It just ended up with Nicole Kidman and Tom Cruise in the end again. And then some people like speculate the ending scene. They're like at a toy store with their daughter and she's telling them what she wants for Christmas and stuff. Then I don't know, there's like they say there's a lot of what word am I looking for? Like symbolism where like there's two guys, like you see a lot of two guys here and there in whatever scenes. But so in
Hmm.
the last scene of the movie, they're at the toy store. Nicole Kidman and Tom Cruise are talking and she knows that he like cheated on her and she's been like dreaming of cheating on him. Like it's just like such a weird thing. And then the little girl like is like, "Oh, I want this, I want that." And then the little girl, like you see her, she like kind of looks over and then she like walks away down like an aisle. And then there's like two guys at the very end of the aisle. It's like they're not like walking together, but it's like you do see the two guys and then her. And then you don't see her for the rest of the movie. And then they like say a little spiel and then like it's over. Like it's such a weird ending. She was like, "Well, you know what we have to do, go home and do like immediately." And he was like, "What?" She's like, "Fuck." And that was the end of the movie. But then people are like, they sold their daughter, like because there was other
Yeah.
parts where some guy was like kind of selling his daughter too. And I forget what
Oh
her name
my
was.
gosh.
The girl, do you remember the Glass House, that movie?
Oh gosh. That's been a long time.
Who's the girl? Oh, Lily Sobieski? Sobieski?
Okay.
If you Googled her, you'd all know who she is. But she was only 14 in that movie, in Eyes Wide Shut, and she was being portrayed as like the daughter of a guy who was. They didn't show her like doing things with guys, but like you could tell that was her role in the movie. And she was just like in
Oh,
a bra
okay.
and
I know who
panties. And
this
it was
is
just so
now.
weird that she was 14 in
Wow.
real life. Like you'd think you would have
Yeah.
hired a older actress
Like
like
an older
18 to
actress. Yeah, like how
portray a
they always do.
14-year-old or
Right. Like
whatever.
how they always do.
Yeah. But no, she was 14 at the time.
Ew.
I know, isn't that crazy?
Hollywood.
Yeah. So interesting, but not my
Crazy.
favorite. Yeah,
Yeah.
weird. But speaking of weird, so we all heard Prince Andrew was arrested.
Hmm.
And I was Googling it because what I thought was interesting. So here, remember when we talked about, I don't even know how many episodes ago, but he had, like made a settlement. Like he already paid millions of dollars to
Oh
Virginia.
yeah.
How do you say her name
Hmm.
again? Giuffre?
Um, it's probably
Giuffre.
That's probably right.
Okay, but anyway, she was
They know who
like,
we're talking about.
yeah,
Yeah.
she was like the big one that came out and was speaking about Epstein
She has
and,
a book. Yeah.
yeah, all of
Yeah.
the things. She died
Hmm.
recently, and that's what her whole episode was about, that it just seemed sketchy. But anyway, so he already paid like 12 to 16, I forget what it was, $1 million without admitting liability to her to like, end it or whatever.
Hmm.
But then just a couple days ago, he was arrested by UK police on suspicion of misconduct in public office. So that's why he was arrested. Like that was the charge because I was curious.
Oh,
But then this says here when I was Googling, which I haven't heard anywhere, but that he was released under investigation.
like he got released after?
Yeah.
You're saying, like, what do you mean?
Yeah, like he was arrested, but he's released.
Oh, yeah. Like they interrogated him for like hours and hours, but then, yeah, he got released.
I didn't know he
They
got
arrested
released.
him. Yeah, they arrested him on his birthday, which
I
is
did see
like,
that, which is
damn,
funny.
karma. And then he was interrogated for hours and hours, and yeah, he was released.
Mhm.
But when King Charles was like talking about it, he basically was saying like, how did he even say it? I was gonna say what he said, and I'm like, I don't remember what he said, but basically like he's like the law is gonna prevail, like you know what I mean, like basically
Yeah,
like however he
law over
worded it.
everything.
Yeah, yeah. Like even if he's my brother, like over everything, which I saw somebody talking about it on Instagram or TikTok, and they were saying that you couldn't do anything. Like, if you were a part of the royal family, you couldn't do anything without Queen Elizabeth knowing. She
Yeah,
knew all.
yeah,
And she always describes Andrew as like her son that has common interests with her. And the person was like, they're literally like talking about it, and they're like, every time they'll like pause and be like, like, you know what I
yeah.
mean? Like, I like this isn't looking good. And I know, she passed away or whatever, but and she probably took those secrets to the grave. But even when have you ever watched The Crown?
I haven't, no, but I heard it's good.
It is so good. I mean, like the whole like royal family and stuff, it always interested me. And I think I remember because when Princess Di like died in the car accident,
Mm-hmm. Quote
um,
unquote.
yeah, I was like 7 or 8. And so
Yeah,
I remember that happening. And I remember people being really upset and being like the princess died and all this stuff. So I just always was really interested in the royal family and stuff. So when The Crown came out, I was like, yes, because I don't know all this stuff.
yeah.
And I probably have watched it like 2 or 3 times. Like,
Really?
yeah, it's like so good.
I've heard it's good,
So,
but I just
um,
never have.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And I just feel like she probably knew and helped him cover it up, to be honest.
Hmm.
So,
That would, hmm. That's not
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
She is she is, I feel like she's a funny lady though, because I remember
Yeah.
this and I just Googled it so I could find it. But so Prince, I don't even remember who was married to Princess Diana that ended up marrying Camille.
Charles.
Charles, thank you.
Yeah.
Um,
He's who's king now.
yes, so King
Yes.
Charles,
Yeah.
he, thank you, or
You're
Camellia,
welcome.
that's her name. Um, so I
Camilla. Yeah.
guess, or Camilla, thank you. I guess like I think it's at any event, like nobody can wear the same color as the queen, whatever she's
I already know
wearing.
what you're gonna say.
So she wore white to their wedding. So Camellia could not wear white to her own
Yeah.
wedding.
She had to wear what, gray? Didn't she
She
wear like gray?
wore two different outfits in soft, neutral, and pastel tones rather than traditional white. She wore a cream-colored silk chiffon
Oh,
dress with a matching oyster-colored coat for the civil ceremony, followed by a porcelain blue or pale blue and gold embroidered silk coat dress for the blessing. But she couldn't
okay,
even wear white.
but also I don't think she should have worn white anyway, because you know how they say that like
That's what they
especially in the royal, I
say.
know, but in the royal family, like you can't. You know what I mean? So I don't think she was going to be able to wear white regardless.
Well, I'm happy the queen made sure
She
of it.
probably would have. Oh yeah, she literally wore white.
That's
That
so
shit is
funny.
so funny. No, like I don't know. I mean, in the show, like you okay, so like in the show, you see her as like a young girl and how she was like prepped for that like her whole life. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
Because they just had girls. So like um she was like prepped, like even like the studies that she had to do, she had to take like certain classes, like homeschool, like certain classes about like running the country. Like it was like crazy.
Hmm.
And so you do kind of feel for her, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like throughout the show. And then she is a badass because like you just have to watch it. You just have to watch it. So I'm not trying to talk like badly of, you know, the ex-queen, but
Yeah.
just saying like I feel like she had to have known. Like there's no way that she didn't know any of that.
Yeah.
Like she had to have known where her kids were at all times,
Right. That's
you
true.
know?
Hmm.
Regardless, like she might not have known that it was happening until it was like happening and he was
Yeah.
getting in trouble for it and paying somebody off, but
Yeah.
because they stripped his title and stuff from him too. So, I
Yeah.
mean, they had to have known what had happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
But he was always like her favorite. So it's like,
Hmm.
I don't know.
Damn.
But yeah, that's a really good show. It
Okay.
makes me want to watch it again. It's
Okay.
my
Well,
favorite
that's
first
good
time.
to know. Once again,
Yeah.
I'll add it to the list.
Yeah, add it to the list.
So I'm
Okay.
so excited about the next topic. And I didn't even realize I knew I was going to be excited. So the America's Next Top Model like reality check doc came out and we knew it was going to be coming out for a few weeks now. But I didn't realize like I knew I watched it and I knew I was excited for it, but I didn't realize how much I watched America's Next Top
Yeah.
Model. Like when they were talking about
Same.
like the first few cycles, I'm like, oh yeah, of course I watched this. And then they keep going and going and going. I'm like, I've watched all of these. I remember all of these girls. I remember every crazy scene. Like, I don't know if I watched it when it was coming out or if I watched it like just a shit ton of reruns, but I've seen it all. I was an America's
Yeah.
Next Top Model girly for
Same.
sure.
Same. And even like what's really memorable to me is the makeover episodes. So like I
Yes.
remember when people were like crying or when people
Yes.
were getting crazy stuff done to their hair, like I remember. And this is a little sidebar for my Bravo girlies, but
Uh-huh.
one of the girls from Southern Charm. So do you remember when I went to Charleston and I went to okay. You know what I'm talking about. So
Is that
not
where you went to
Southern
the Kristen
Hospitality.
Cavallari shop?
Yes.
Okay.
But I also went to one of the girls from Southern Charm, her bar,
Uh-huh.
and it's like that was like remember we were like going to this person's shop from Southern Charm. We went to this person's bar, like, you know, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So it's not her, but she's on Southern Charm. So it's like I don't know, you know, I really, really love that show. So she came on like probably her name is Molly, and
Hmm.
she came on like maybe like 2 or 3 seasons ago. And I'm looking at her and I'm like, gosh, she looks so familiar.
Hmm.
And then I don't know if I looked it up or if something she said about America's Next Top Model. She might have said, like, I used to be a model, but they always talked about like my weight and blah, blah, blah.
Mm.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, I remember her. Like, I
Hmm.
remember her. So she's the one. I don't know if you remember this, but do you remember when they cut the girl's hair right before they announced who won? And the girl, like that lost, they cut her hair too. And it was like
Oh,
they already knew who they were going to have win,
oh
but they
my
still
gosh.
cut her hair.
There were so many issues. So
Yes,
many issues
so
with the show.
many.
And it's so
But
funny
I knew I
because,
recognized her though. And I was like
yeah.
going crazy. And I'm like, you don't realize how much you've seen until you're like watching this documentary. You're like, I remember
Hmm.
that photo shoot. I remember that. I remember
Yes.
that happened. I remember that.
Yes.
And oh, you know what? I'll wait till we get into that part. Because like
Okay.
stuff that we didn't even realize was happening behind the scenes. Because this
Oh, yeah, yeah,
documentary
yeah.
showed behind the scenes. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, so it was interesting that like they all came on, like Miss J, Nigel, Tyra.
Hmm.
Um, I mean Tyra had some balls to do this documentary. Granted, I'm sure she had some creative control of what was released or whatever. Because I felt like she was acting the whole time. Like I
The
feel like
whole
she
time.
was a fake bitch the whole time. Like her
Yep.
apologies, I feel like were so insincere and her like, "Oh yeah, maybe we shouldn't." No. Like if anything, this made me, I mean, not that I was a fan of Tyra, but this was like, I really don't like you as a
I
person.
I always thought her vibe was off. I always thought she acted like just really stuck up. Like I always got that vibe from her. Even
Hmm.
when she was in like the movies or like remember when she was like the model, it was like the Barbie, life-size
Oh
Barbie
yeah.
movie.
Uh-huh. Hmm.
Like I just remember being like, I just she rubs me the wrong way. And
Yeah.
then when I watched Dancing with the Stars, she was a host and like if you watch it then you would totally see what I'm talking about. She
Yeah.
just
Had the
and
vibe.
she I think she hosted like two or three seasons and then that was it. Like
Oh,
they replaced her
yeah.
and I think she might still be like a producer or whatever, but she's no longer a host, but she was a horrible host.
Yeah.
Horrible,
I'm sure.
and so like with this one, well we can get into it and then when we get to that part I can talk about her hosting how it's evolved over the
Yeah.
years.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
so yes, it's called Reality Check Inside America's Next Top Model. It's on Netflix, and it's started off with Tyra talking about like how she came up with this idea. She wanted to make something that was like the real world and American Idol mixed together, and it was like around the time that American Idol first started with like Kelly Clarkson winning. And you remember how like big that show was,
Hmm. Yeah.
So it was like taking the whole like voting them out and type thing.
Right.
So
Judges.
yeah. So she talked with Ken Mock, and he was the one who created Making the Band season one. So this is
Hmm.
before Diddy got started in it. This is when the group O Town was made. Which do you remember O Town?
No.
Oh my gosh, Liquid Dreams. Look that up after this.
Okay.
Okay, so Um, and then, like you said, they even brought on, Miss J, Mr. J, and Nigel Barker as well, which I loved them. Like,
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
loved those judges.
Same.
So that's like when I like was watching it was when like they were on. So I might have watched some later
Yes.
episodes, but I
I
wasn't
don't
like
think
as
I really
involved.
watched much. I don't think I watched anything when they were gone. I mean, I feel like they made the show, honestly.
They did. They did. I mean, come on, especially Miss J. Like, come on now.
Yeah.
Come
Hmm.
on. Um, and like sometimes they would say some harsh things, but I feel like
Hmm.
they were never like mean. Do you know what I mean? Like they might like say something a little harsh, but like not mean,
No,
like
because I
Tyra
mean,
mean.
like, I know that industry is, gonna be harsh. So it's like
Cutthroat. Yeah.
I feel like they weren't too extreme. Although it sounded like from what Jay was saying, like there was a lot of things he didn't agree with that he kind of had no choice
That
but
he
to
had
go
to go
along with.
along
Like
with.
there was like some things that they thought like, okay, maybe that was too far, or at least in
Hmm
hindsight now, there's a lot of
hmm
things where they're like, yeah,
hmm
that probably shouldn't have
And
been
in the
said or
beginning,
done.
he had creative control, and throughout like later on in the seasons he kept getting
Hmm.
less and less control, and
Yeah.
now that
Yeah.
makes sense now. So yeah, and then I guess even when they were pitching it to networks nobody wanted to do this show, and eventually like Paramount was the one that like took a chance on them. And what was another thing that was crazy to me was that Tyra is a woman of color
Hmm.
and she couldn't even hire that many women of color. The majority were white girls.
You mean
And
like the models?
the models, yeah.
Yeah,
And
I think like
I
on, oh, I'm sorry, go.
didn't realize that. No, I didn't realize that when I was watching it growing up. Do you know what I mean?
I
Like I was
Yeah, it
oblivious to
wasn't
that.
it wasn't
So,
something I like noticed. But I
yeah.
think they said on cycle one, like they had one black girl into the
hmm
network that was diversity. Even though like
Yes.
she wanted more or like
Yes.
the other, judges were obviously would have welcomed more, they were like one and done, essentially.
Well, and even so that one black girl, she had like really short hair,
Hmm.
and when she came on, they wanted to like shave it down, like use like the like clippers to like shave
Hmm.
it down, and they didn't even have the right stuff for her hair. And
Hmm.
so it really like even messed up her hair. And it's like if Tyra's producing this show, you would just think that there would
Yeah.
be Do you know what I mean? Like,
That's so true.
like you would think that she would even be thinking of that, which is crazy to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But there's a lot of things because like obviously Tyra isn't stick thin. I don't think she's always had curves. So
Yes,
she was
yeah.
like she always acted like she was advocating for, girls with curves or girls that aren't a size 2 or stick skinny. But then when it came down to it, I mean, she did fight like Janice Dickinson and stuff on some things, but she was also
Yeah,
just
but when
as
it
hard
came
on these
down to it,
girls.
she contradicted herself all the
Mm-hmm.
time.
All the
So even
time.
with this particular girl, not only did they mess up her hair and stuff, but they kept like pointing out her skin and how her skin was ashy and she
Yeah.
needed to come on set and all this stuff, like just come more prepared. And then all the girls were talking badly about her and her creams
Yes.
that she had to use and just
It
like
was so
it was
sad.
really weird. Yeah, like and I
Yeah.
didn't even like realize back then like how messed up it was, you know?
Yeah.
Um and yeah, like you said, like Janice would like bait Tyra and at the time like Mr. J, so Jay Manuel and Tyra were really close.
Hmm.
And he would stick up for her like against Janice. And then like Nigel started and he balanced out Janice because she was very loud and outspoken and he
She
was
was
more
so
chill.
harsh.
Yes, she was so harsh. I remember never liking her ever.
Oh,
I
I
never
always
liked her.
hated her too because I feel like she wasn't
Never.
like her criticism wasn't constructive or helpful. It
No,
was just
it
she
was
was a
literally
bitch.
talking badly about their weight or their um everything. I mean, a lot of times it was their weight, but it could be anything. Like she would
There
talk
was
about their
one,
lips, she would talk about their hair, she would talk
yeah.
about like just, anything. Like
But one example in particular that they showed is that she was like, they were at the table and she was like, oh, they need to lose 150 pounds, blah, blah, blah. I don't know if this was like a plus size girl or quote unquote plus size girl.
right,
But then
right.
even Tyra, she was like, but then there'd be 30 pounds left. And Janice was like, well, that would be better. Like,
Yes. Yes.
excuse
They
me?
literally showed that part. Yeah. Yeah.
Or like there was parts where it was like someone said, I forget who said it, but when like, it's like they were getting dressed, they were like, "Oh, you're fabulously thin. You're a designer's dream." One of the girls was saying that she was told that she has a wide ass, and she was like,
Mhm.
still to this day, that is what I tell
I think
myself.
about that.
Yeah, like that voice is still in my head. And I mean, and they did go into like eating disorders. A lot of girls weren't
Hmm.
eating, or a lot of like the one girl, I forget what her name was. She was another black girl. But I think she maybe gained like 10 pounds while she was on for her season, and they
Oh,
kept
her name started with a K.
Kenya?
Kenya,
Yeah,
Kenya, I think.
I think so.
I
And they
might have it
kept,
written in my notes. I don't know.
okay,
But
but
yes,
they
I know who you're
kept
talking about.
pointing out her weight or her quote unquote gut, which she was just like a normal
Mhm.
girl. She was probably like a size
Yeah.
6. I don't even know.
Yeah.
Um, And like in their photo shoots, the one they were like the deadly sins and she was gluttony and she was just like, okay, this is probably just like a coincidence. But then the next photo shoot, they were African animals and she was an elephant. And then she was like, okay, this is
This is feeling targeted now.
intentional.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And they were just so hard on her. And even like Tyra, she was like, I know, like I want to stick up for like, having curves or whatever. She's like, but like if you don't fit in the outfits, designers aren't gonna want to work with you. And now thinking about it, like talking about it out loud,
Hmm.
towards the end, we learn that after you were on America's Next Top Model, you weren't gonna get the gigs. You weren't
Anyway.
gonna
Yeah.
be
You weren't
signed to
going
an
to anyway.
agency simply
Yeah.
because you were on reality TV and it was just like a different animal than it is now. Like it was frowned upon then. And for her to be like, "Oh, you're not gonna be able to work with designers if you're not skilled." But it's like Tyra, you admitted, you knew these girls weren't gonna be able to go out and get these gigs or these jobs that they would have been able to get
Right.
because they were on your TV show. It's just
Hmm.
so fucked up.
Okay. So probably the most fucked up one was Shandy. So
Yes.
this is one that I remember watching,
Yes.
but I didn't know. I thought it was just about her cheating on her boyfriend. I had no idea what had really happened. Like
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Same.
And so for them to even number one put them in that situation and have random guys that
So
were
it was
driving
the
them around
producer's
on
ideas
mopeds.
saying,
Yeah,
"Hey, do you want to bring?" They like work with five male models that day, and they were like, "Do you want to invite?" Basically saying, "Let's invite the boys over for dinner and drinks. It'll be fun." Blah blah blah. And the girls are like, "Sure, that sounds fun. Let's
yeah.
do it." And then they ended up dinner, drinks, hot tub, drinking
This
way
girl
too
said
much.
she hardly ate because a lot of them hardly
Mhm.
ate. She
Mhm.
drank probably 2 bottles of wine to herself. Producers are watching this happen, watching them in the hot tub getting a little too cozy,
Mhm.
her being out of it, and then going back to her room and her not even knowing what's happening until the
Yes.
next day she wakes up feeling like shit about what happened with the guy when she
Mhm.
was basically blacked out.
Mhm.
And also the fact that she has a boyfriend and this is on live TV. And not only is, she feels like shit, but the whole world is going to see that she cheated
Yes.
on somebody she really, really cares
And
about.
she said, quote unquote, she didn't feel sex happening. She just knew it was happening.
Mm-hmm.
That's
And
so
not one person
awful.
stepped in,
No.
not one person. And if you're going to have a reality TV show, there has to be like some type of rule. Do you know what I mean? Like
But
there has to be
like
some type of
they
like
kept saying, the producer, I don't know if it's Ken, kept saying like they were treating it like a documentary. It was reality
they
TV,
were.
but they
Yeah.
were treating it was being filmed 24/7. The only way they wouldn't film it is if you like went into a bathroom alone. But since her and the guy went in the bathroom together to have shower sex, they
They
filmed
filmed it.
it.
Yeah.
And then when she had to call her boyfriend and tell him what happened, they also forced her to film that. And then even the cameraman
Yes.
after they said, "I'm sorry we had to film that." Like they felt so bad because she's just crying on the phone. This guy's ripping her a new one, and because she just cheated on her long-term boyfriend
Yeah.
while being blackout drunk. Like
And that one
crazy.
person like protected her in that situation.
No.
Like even the girls, I remember the girls being like, "Oh my gosh, you cheated on him." Like none of them even
I know.
were, do you know
And
what I
then
mean?
like the following day, Tyra like gets the girls together and is having this like
Yes.
heart to
Yes.
heart,
I
like big
remember.
sister girl talk, whatever you want to
Hmm.
call it, and then brings up cheating as like topic of conversation and then forces her to talk about it.
Hmm.
And then years later brings her on a TV show and the Shandy says she doesn't want to talk about it. And then she
Doesn't want to
plays
see
a
it,
clip
plays a
in
clip and
front of
makes
her.
her
Shandy's like
talk about it.
closing her eyes so she doesn't have to look at it. And then Tyra makes her talk about it. It's like
Hmm.
what Tyra will do for views and clicks and money and success of her shows is disgusting.
Hmm.
It was just wild.
Yeah. That was probably the wildest part of the documentary. I mean, there were so many wild parts, but that part like really got me
Yeah.
because I remember watching that and not knowing any of this.
Mm-hmm. I can't believe I was watching that like so young.
Yeah. So
And it's
young.
it's just crazy that back to like the um like just being skinny thing.
Hmm.
It's like they were saying so many things to these girls. Like it's just we grew up in such a weird time of reality TV and like VH1 and MTV and just like all the celebrities being so skinny. Like I remember
Hmm.
Lindsay Lohan and Paris Hilton, Nicole Richie got super skinny. Like everybody was so skinny and obsessed with it. And then it was like watching these shows and hearing these things. It's like you hear this as a kid growing up, but it's like I remember being obsessed with being skinny, like at these ages, like
As a
middle
kid.
school and
Yeah.
high
Yeah.
school, when it's like
Hmm.
literally obsessed. And it's like this is why. Like I was watching this. I mean, obviously other things too, but just like hearing what they said about these girls, like looking like these girls, and they're like, "Oh, you're a cow. Oh, you're so fat. You need to lose
Hmm.
all the X amount of weight." And it's just like then you think like, "Oh, well, shit. Like I must be a cow. I must need to be skinny."
Right. Right. And that's
Crazy.
probably why we were thinking the way we were thinking because we were watching, we were consuming stuff like this,
I know. I saw a
you know?
post today of a girl,
Mhm.
and she was like, she posted a picture of her haircut like really short and kind of edgy, and she was like, I went out and got this haircut because of America's Next Top Model. So like yeah, we were pretty impressionable like at
Mm,
such a young age.
yeah.
Just crazy.
Damn.
Yeah.
So like some of the other crazier things that they did were some of these like photo shoots. One of them wearing meat carcasses as clothing.
That reminded me of Lady Gaga. I mean, this
Yeah,
was way before Lady Gaga did that,
yeah, yeah.
but
Um,
disgusting.
ugh. And then working with live animals, pretending to be homeless and pose with real unhoused people in the
With
background.
real homeless people? Did they
Yeah,
even pay them?
probably not. They
Jeez.
probably
I,
just
when they
said you're
said
going to
that,
be on
I couldn't
TV.
believe that.
Yeah. How about the one where her mom was actually a victim of gun violence and shot, and they had her shot in the head in the picture, knowing that her
Hmm.
mom is literally in a wheelchair because
Hmm.
of the shooting.
Hmm.
Um,
But they literally said like what they wanted the drama. They wanted the
yeah,
crazy
yeah,
story. So it's like if they knew you had, this kind of trauma or you went through this or that, it's like they were gonna play into that and see what
it's
kind of
just
reaction they could get out of you.
insane.
Super
Like,
insane.
oh, dead fish attached to them, impacts of smoking, and then of course the one where they changed everybody's skin colors.
Oh
Um,
yeah, their ethnicities.
Yes, and they did that twice. Not once, but
I
twice. Even though they
know.
got backlash from it the first time, they still did it. Which
It's
I just remember
crazy.
being young and being like, I can't believe they're doing this. Like how as like a teenager or however old I was, middle school or whatever I was watching this, I even
Hmm.
knew it was wrong.
Hmm.
Like
Right.
I don't know.
Well, oh my gosh, like just speaking of like not like learning lessons or whatever, but who was it? Was it Tiffany or Danielle? They made them close their gap. They didn't want to close their gap in their
Yeah,
teeth.
Danielle.
They made them. And then several cycles later, someone had a small gap in their teeth and then they made them widen it.
Widen it.
Like clearly it
And
was just for
basically,
TV.
if she wouldn't have done it, Danielle, they call her Danny in it, but remember she said she
Yes.
wants to be Danielle now. Um, if she wouldn't have done it, she was ready to send her home.
She was gonna
So
go home.
she was literally forced to do it.
Hmm.
And then gets it done, whatever, and then can't book a job to save her life after that.
Hmm.
You
Yeah.
know? So it's like,
And when her
what was
model
the point
friend
of that?
asked her like agent or whatever, like
Mm-hmm.
they said it's because she was on America's Next Top Model. That's why she's not
Yep.
getting any jobs.
Yep. And
Crazy.
the other one that went to the dentist that same time had the
Hmm.
snaggle tooth,
Yeah.
and they like messed up her like bite or something like her yeah, they fixed the snaggle tooth or whatever, and they did all
Right.
this other stuff, they shaved down some of her stuff, whatever, pulled teeth, but she literally has like problems with like her bite and stuff now. They didn't even do a good job.
And she was there all day. She was there till like 2 in the morning,
All night. Yes.
all day and
Yes.
all night.
Yep.
That
And
is
then
so
still had to go to
terrible.
work the next day. And she said it was like one of the photo shoots where they were like crying. I don't remember which one. And
Oh
she was
yeah.
like, and we had to show that we were in pain. She was like, I was in pain,
Right. She didn't even have to
legit
act.
pain. Nope. So like, yeah, that was crazy. Um, of course,
Them.
yeah, her name was Kenya, the storyline about her being too fat.
Okay.
Um,
And then with the
and
storylines, they said if girls had like a
oh
good
yeah,
story that they could play into, they
hmm
would purposely keep them in the competition, even if they didn't or if they shouldn't have been there. And other girls that were modeling better because they would always choose the quote unquote best photo from their shoot, they weren't choosing the best photo purposely as a way to be like, oh, well, you're going home. And even girls, they were like saying, like at one point, they were like, raise your hand if you don't think we chose your best photo. And a few girls raised their hands.
right.
It's so messed up. And even Jay
So
said, like,
messed
yeah,
up.
there was girls where we didn't choose their best photo.
He
There's
was
better
told
photos.
to do that.
Hmm.
He was the one choosing the photos at first, and little by little they got taken away from him.
Right. So
Yep.
speaking of Jay,
hmm
his entire falling out, how he texted her and they were like besties, tell each other everything. They like made a pact. Always be the first person. Like I tell, something too.
hmm
And he texted her saying that like he didn't want to continue on the show, whatever. And she like ignored him for days. And then
hmm
finally she just said, I am disappointed. and then
Yep.
she would not talk to him unless it was on camera. On camera, she would be buddy buddy with him. But other than that, she refused to talk to him or look at him.
Right. He tried to talk to her before they started filming,
Yes.
and she wouldn't talk to him. She ignored him. And then
Hmm.
during filming, she literally looked over at him and asked him a question. And he
Hmm.
was like, and he like kind of answered, but he was like caught off guard.
Hmm.
So it was so awkward, but she did. She was just all about the acting. And I do remember her getting quirkier and quirkier and me being like, I really can't stand her now. So that's probably why I stopped watching it eventually,
Yeah.
was because like she just got to be like so annoying, just like too
Hmm.
much. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, they like they showed one scene where like it was like a fraternity, like a black fraternity, and they came out and they were like stepping
Uh-huh.
and she comes out and she's like whipping her head all over, like doing crazy stuff. And all the girls are like looking at each other like, what?
She's crazy. Literally
Yeah,
crazy. And then when they asked
literally.
her about the Jay thing, she was just like, yeah, no, I'm not going to talk
Yeah.
about that.
She's like,
Like
I'll
straight
talk
up.
to him about it. Yeah. And
But
then
it's
she
like,
didn't even talk to him about it.
right, it's crazy. She's crazy.
Yeah. And sorry, there's just like literally so much.
So mad.
So when they were eliminated, like you said, they couldn't even get a job, but
Hmm.
nobody was helping them navigate it. Like, I just feel like if she had connections into the modeling world, like there should have been something set up for them afterwards. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah. Or
not what there was.
you would just think it would be a perk. Like I worked with Tyra Banks. I worked with these
Yes.
amazing photographers, like putting
Oh,
these crazy,
they
oh
couldn't even use
yeah.
the photos.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't legally allowed to use any of the photos of them from
Mm-hmm.
America's Next Top Model, which the majority of the girls, like that Shandy girl, she worked at Walgreens before. She didn't do any modeling, came
Mm-hmm.
on, did it, and she had to go back to Walgreens after because she
I
couldn't even get a
know.
job. And
That's
it's like,
so
what?
terrible. And Tyra was saying like, "Oh, your Walgreens days are behind you. Like you're never going back." And then like, sure shit, she had to go back.
So another thing that was talked about towards the end of the doc was Miss J having a stroke, not
Mm-hmm.
being able to walk and talk, and
It's so sad.
Nigel and Mr. J came to visit him in the hospital, and you could tell the three of them just have a really good bond.
Mm-hmm.
Because I guess we didn't talk about it, but they were let go. What season? I might have wrote it down.
So like 18.
I don't think I wrote it down actually. So they were all let go, which Tyra said that it had nothing to do with her or Ken. Is that his name? Ken.
Mm-hmm.
And that it came up from the higher ups because a new president took over the network, blah, blah, blah.
She
Come to
blamed
find out
everything on
though,
the network.
it really was her.
Mm-hmm.
So in the doc, he didn't say it, but Jay Manuel has been on um like a press tour for this documentary, and he says that basically they said that they needed to do pay cuts and she could have took less in order to
Right.
keep them and she didn't. And he even said if she even told me like, hey, this is why we have to do it, I would have respected it.
Yeah.
And the only reason they didn't respect her is because they were going to set out like a joint like what is it called?
Like a not a press release, but
Announcement,
like
like an
yeah.
announcement, like a joint announcement saying that the three of them are stepping down, blah blah blah. And
Mm-hmm.
basically it got leaked
Quote unquote.
to page 6 that they got fired.
Yeah.
And they said that Tyra leaked it even though she said she didn't. But she leaked it because she needed the drama for the show so that people would watch it without them. And ever since they left, it went down
Dramatically.
slowly, dramatically, like just went down.
Mm-hmm.
To where the last 2 seasons, I think it was, Rita Ora replaced Tyra eventually.
Mm.
So,
Yeah, I definitely didn't
um,
watch it then.
me either. Yeah. Um, which sidebar, Rita Ora is a judge on, my brain is not working tonight. Mass Singer.
Oh,
She's a
okay.
judge. She replaced Nicole, from Pussycat Dolls.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, that's a sidebar. I really do like her as a judge. So, I don't know how she did on America's Next Top Model, but on this show, she's really good. Basically, like I said, they have a really good bond and stuff. Even now, they're all thriving. So even though Miss J had a stroke and couldn't walk and talk, he can talk now, and he seems to be doing well. And he's even been on like a tour as well. So I saw him, and they would ask him questions, and he would give his little look. Like
Mm-hmm.
they're like,
Mm-hmm.
"Did Tyra ever reach out to you?" And he's like,
I didn't realize he was
"So
6'5". That's crazy.
yes, literally longest legs I've ever
And it was
seen
so sad when he said, like, I taught models to walk,
to
and
walk,
then
and now I
I,
can't walk."
I can't
Yeah,
walk.
which I don't know. I don't think he can walk, or maybe he can only walk a little bit, but I feel like
Yeah.
he's been like sitting down.
So sad.
But after Top Model, before the stroke happened, he went to work like in Russia and China on their top models. So like other places in the world had America or had Next Top Model.
Hmm.
And then he worked at SCAD for 15 years, which I think is like a design school or something.
Yeah.
I meant to look it up and I didn't. And then in 2022 was when he had a stroke. And then Jane Manuel got a contract with E, did a cosmetic company, and wrote a novel. It's called The Wig, the Bitch, and the Meltdown, which totally adding that to my reading list. And I'll keep you posted. And then Nigel got booked for lots of photo shoots that were similar to the ones that he did on the show. And he worked with Taylor Swift on an entire book of photographs and worked with Miss Universe and Miss USA. So at least like they still did well after. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because like I feel like
Yeah.
they were done so dirty. So it made me a
They
little
were.
happy that they, were thriving. And then after the show, Tyra moved to Australia and she launched a flagship ice cream shop in Sydney. And it's just super random. I don't know.
Yeah.
So
I don't
good
know.
luck with that. So we watched this one. And then I said to you, wait, there's another one coming. And this one seems like more of like the
Dirtier.
tea. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. And that one is coming on E, it says. So I
Okay.
don't know how we watch that on E. But some of the people, like Tiffany, remember you brought up Tiffany earlier?
Hmm.
So Tiffany said after she watched this, hold up, Tyra Banks, let's keep it cute. You are one lion ass tired ass bitch. You know how you treated me the whole time off and on camera. You was a bully. You treated me like shit, said the nastiest things about me and my son. That is not how the arrangement went, but y'all edited it to make it look good like you cared. Also, oh, she goes on to say like fuck the shade room, fuck Tyra, blah blah blah. Okay. So yeah, she went off on her after that. Who else? Let
Well
me see.
deserved.
This girl is going to be in the documentary. Her name is Elisa. She has like short blonde hair. I recognize her.
Hmm.
Watch the Netflix documentary, and I still think it was sugar coated. It was way worse for so many of us. March 11th on E. I said what I said, and even deeper torture will be on Dirty Little Scandals. Stay tuned. So I guess it's called
I
that.
can't wait.
This girl said her name's Allison. She said, in hindsight, Tyra really didn't need to put us in a gigantic hot salad bowl. And that's like one of the, I don't know if you could see,
Oh, yeah.
like really. So some of the others that are talking. So Joanna House from Cycle 2, Gisleen Gonzalez from Cycle 8, Lisa De Amato, Cycle 5, and All Stars. I forgot they did an All Star season. And
Hmm.
they'll be the ones speaking on the upcoming E documentary. They'll join Danny Evans and Whitney Thompson to appear. So, yeah, some good people are coming on to tell the real tea. So, that should be interesting next month.
Yay. Can't wait. Gonna
Yeah.
be so good.
So,
Well, that's what we have today. I just realized in 2 days, Paradise season 2 comes out. So that is
okay.
at
So,
the top
that's
of the list.
what we're talking about next time. Yeah. I was
If you
just
didn't
going to
watch
say, what are
season
we
one,
watching?
absolutely go watch it. Such a good show.
So good.
Especially with like everything going on in the world today, it really makes you think. This is kind of like Black Mirror, where I said like, oh, like it used to be kind of around the corner, now it's like we feels like we're living it. It feels like
Hmm.
this is probably really happening behind the scenes. We just don't know it. So definitely watch Paradise. I think we're still watching Traders. That's wrapping up here soon, so we'll be talking
Yep,
about
yep.
that. And then yeah, we'll probably, probably every time there's gonna be a little Epstein shit. And
Because more just keeps coming.
I
So
know
yeah,
I texted Carrie the other day. I was like, there's so much to talk about these days. Like you can't even.
yeah,
It's hard to even choose. Like the list is endless.
I know.
So
So
yeah,
we will have something next time.
yes. So thanks for listening, and we'll talk next week.
All right, bye.
Bye.